I grab my towel, open up those curtains, I step out. Boom, I fall to the floor. Didn't even know I had fell to the floor until about an hour afterwards. Now you're probably wondering, well, what happened? Did I just trip and fall and slip out of the shower? Well, that's what I thought. But I had no idea that I was on the floor until I woke up. And had this big headache and big pain in my head, and I had no idea where it came from, and I didn't know why I was on the floor in nothing but a towel. So comes to find out, after kind of doing some of my own little mind investigating, I had fell out, hit my head on the toilet or the counter or just the floor. One of those things I had. Because I had a big mark on my head, and my head was just like pounding. It was blazing. Oh my God. And not knowing what happened, I had thought to myself, I had a seizure. And it's exactly what I had. And I had no idea that I had it. And I'm walking around still confused. I'm by myself, everything, not knowing what to do, not knowing who to call. I mean, I panicked. I called my parents, and I just didn't know what to do. So my parents called one of my good friends, and it turns out that good friend was the person I had temporarily fell out with. And my mom called her. That friend rushed over here without a second thought and helped me, watched me the rest of that day. After all we had been through, that friend was here all through everything. And that moment was just truly eye-opening and humbling to me. I mean, oh my God, it was amazing. And through that time where I was working that job and doing all these, going back to this lifestyle that I had kind of got rid of, I had been, I feel like God was trying to tell me that I need to get back into a church. I was doing it every now and then, but I was still just kind of running away from it. I wasn't fully, I guess, quote unquote, ready to go into it. I was going, but I wasn't ready in my own head anyway. And that particular day, I just got tired of running. My friend invited me to what was it? It was a prayer meeting, actually, at a church. It's a prayer meeting at a church. Invited me to go to that, and I was like, sure, why not? After today's events, waking up off the shower floor, not knowing what happened, I need some prayer. Seriously. So I went to the prayer event, and it was nice. And my friend connected me with these two people at the church, and pretty much asked me, was I ready to really fully commit to a church. And me still in my mind, I was still just like, I don't know, but sure, go ahead. I'll go and try it out. I'll meet with some people. I'll do what I got to do. So I got set up with this guy. Shout out to you. You know who you are. He's actually a part of helping me come up with this idea for this video. So you know who you are if you're watching this. Shout out to you. And I started meeting with this guy, and I was still just kind of just iffy about this entire thing. I was just really like, what am I doing? Like, seriously, what's going on here? And it's just so funny because when I was back in high school, I used to regularly go to church, and I was really involved in that. And it's now like I was trying to run away from it when it was the most needed time for me to have it, and I was still just trying to run. But I started meeting with this guy. I was still just kind of iffy, and I finally got this other job. And that turned out to be a disaster, and I had to leave there as well. And this particular time, I had just kind of got tired of just trying to look for these jobs through my own thought. So I just decided, well, instead of me looking for a job this time, and instead of me trying to do this thing, why don't I just wait it out and see if God brings me to a job that I had never thought of doing. Ever thought of doing. I waited around. Took some time though. Don't get me wrong, it takes time. It took some time, and I did run into this job that I would have never thought of doing. And this is how I know God was speaking through some people to me, because I actually had friends and family who suggested that I do this job. And I'll actually go on to tell you what that job was. It was to be a teacher. Teacher was never anything on my mind, not even close to even something that I would do, ever. And I just kept having these friends, family members, people I don't even know telling me as I talk with them, man, you seem like you would be a good teacher. You seem like you would be a good leader to the youth. You seem like you would be a good speaker. And although I had always heard those things all my life, I never really tried to act on it. I have never really thought of doing it as a profession or acting on that talent that I have. So I kept getting these signs, and I just said, why not? I'll go on and try out a teaching job. So I became a substitute teacher for the remainder of the school year. This was in February, by the way. And just once I started doing that, actually, some things started to change in my life. Really, some things started to change in my life once I started meeting with that guy in January after the incident. I really started noticing some changes happening in my life once I opened up to doing that. I decided that I wanted to do some things that I haven't done in a while before. Those things being acting, singing, writing poetry, all of that. And along with a friend as well, shout out to her as well, she knows who she is. We got together on a meeting, and we had this talk about starting a YouTube channel. And that was something we had always talked about, but I had never acted on it or never thought of it being as a real thing to do. This particular time, I had already tried out something different that I said I would never do, which was teaching. So we had sit down, had that meeting, had that talk, and for real this time I was like, I wanted to start a YouTube channel. Sure enough, here I am standing right here on my YouTube channel talking to you about this story. Because shortly after that meeting, I started my YouTube channel, coming with that first video, Challenge a Dream, which is a very, very dear to my heart video. That's, like I always say, that's like the overall theme of my channel, is to challenge a dream, and just challenge those things that you never said you would do, or people said you would never be able to do.